Hi there, I'm Nick Wolfhard, and I'm at Famous Birthdays to do a special Q&A for you guys. So let's get right into it, shall we? How has your experience been so far becoming a part of the Netflix family for The Last Kids on Earth? Becoming a part of The Last Kids on Earth was really amazing for me because, number one, it was the first big lead role I've gotten so far. Like, I've gotten a lead role before. My first gig, I think, was a lead role, but it was for kind of like a smaller kind of indie animated movie. This, however, is like I can't even imagine the amount of just. If you told like my younger self that I'd be a part of something this big, I couldn't believe it. I spent like I don't know how many people they would have auditioned for my role. I don't know, like it took 2 to 3 months maybe for the whole audition process to finish. And by the time I did it, it was just, I remember when I got the part, I was like half asleep in my bed, and as soon as I woke up, I saw the email notification on my phone. I literally went like, without saying anything, but I love my co-stars. That's another thing I absolutely just adore about the show, and the whole, it's like it says right here, becoming a part of the Netflix family. It's cheesy to say, but honestly, it feels kind of like we've become like a family, me and my co-stars. So there's that. How do you think you are a role model or inspiration for your younger brother? He's actually told me a little bit about this before. Back when he was a kid, I would introduce him to a bunch of movies and TV shows and cartoons, and through that, both of us kind of just got into the industry. More so for me, it was animation. And for my brother, it was like basically for almost everything. But yeah, other than that, that's just, the usual like big brother stuff, taking care of them, when he's about to do something, I'm like, don't do that, that's bad. But yeah, that's the gist of that. What do you find to be the most difficult part of social media in today's world? Thing about that is sometimes it becomes really stressful keeping up with almost everything regarding numbers and hashtags and all that. And there's always just so many different opinions on the internet, like that you have to read at once, that sometimes it just doesn't really seem that healthy. But, if you're in the industry, you gotta keep a good impression, you gotta keep up with the numbers and everything. And overall though, I still do really enjoy it, the memes and everything, and it's easier to keep in touch with friends. So there's that. What would you tell your 13-year-old self? I would tell my 13-year-old self to just kind of take it easy. At the time I was going through a lot of anxiety and stress, and for a couple of years it was like that. I had a rough time in middle school and a little bit of high school. Around the 10th grade, I didn't really know what I was going to do with my career, but I found some voice acting classes. And I watched a series called Gurren Lagann, which is an anime series, and it actually really helped convince me to go down the career path I'm in right now. Because the whole point of the show is to, put logic aside and do the impossible and try it. If you hit rock bottom, you can only go up from there. So that's about my answer for that. Who is your celebrity crush in middle school? Rouge the Bat. Now, I'm serious. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Rouge the Bat. Not a real person. Whatever. If you could have guest starred in any old Disney Channel TV show, what would you have picked? Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Easy. That's my answer. There we go. How can your followers best get your attention on Instagram? Tag me, please. And fan art. I love the fan art. That's one of the best things about Instagram and just having a fan base in general. As well as, because I also stream on the side, so anytime I get fan art, I guess you wouldn't be surprised since artists are are just everywhere now on social media, but there are some absolutely incredible artists that have done some absolutely amazing art, like, of me. Some just regular dumb guy. But that's the best way you can get in touch with me is I love the fan art, and if you tag me, I'll try my best to reply to you. But again, there's sometimes quite a few. But yeah, thank you. What is the number one thing you wish everyone could know about the demands of being an actor? That's a tough one. One thing is definitely meet people. Meet as many people as you can. I recommend, if you want to get into the industry, try taking some classes with actors that are decently prominent in the industry. Even if it's like a side role, but as long as your teacher has racked up credits. I remember when I first started voice acting, my teacher was Kirby Morrow, who is a big Vancouver voice actor. He was Goku in the Canadian dub of Dragon Ball Z. He's in Lego Ninjago. He helped produce my demo, actually. And he taught me, like, a lot about the industry and just how to express myself in terms of acting and delivery. Oh yeah, shoutouts to Michael Dobson as well, and Michael Dangerfield, the two mics. Those two as well, thank you for giving me those classes and getting me to where I am, and I hope to get even farther for you guys. Thank you. What is something you wish someone had told you before your first ever audition? I wish someone told me that it was as casual as it was. I went in thinking that this was like a big deal, like, oh my god, I'm going into this like, okay, I gotta make the best first impression possible. These guys are, you know, they want the best possible, most professional people to work with. No, they're just like regular people and they just want someone to deliver the lines as best as possible. Like they give you the direction. They just want someone easy to work with. That's honestly what it was. So if you go into an audition, you're probably gonna be nervous at first, but try not to be nervous. Don't make the same mistake I did. In every single case I've been in, they just want to cast someone, make their lives easier. As long as you're easy to work with and you're talented, you'll be good. If you could voice any anime character, who would you choose and why? Literally any JoJo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure under the sun. I had a dream that I could, Giorno Giovanna, have a dream. I had a dream that I could voice Josuke Higashikata, but that role has fortunately gone to Billy Kometz. Billy Kometz. I'm sorry, Billy, if I pronounced your last name wrong, but he does a great job. I hope one day, that's like a dream role, like, for me, honestly. If I were to do any anime, I hope one day if there's ever a JoJo Steel Ball Run adaptation, I could voice Johnny Joestar or Gyro Zeppeli. Heck, I just voice anyone, just put me in the franchise, I don't care. How did you celebrate your 21st birthday? Vegas, baby! I was in Vegas a couple days ago. Fun fact, my birthday is actually in October, but it's the end of June now, and my dad promised me that for my 21st birthday, we would go to Vegas. He promised me that when I was 16 years old. And what you know what? He surprised me, and he kept his promise. My dad is awesome. Kids, be good to your dads, be good to your moms. If you respect them and you surprise them and do well in school, after you graduate, they might just reward you with something awesome. What is something about you that your fans probably don't already know? So there actually is I have a great answer for this one. So a couple years back, we found out there was an animator on Adventure Time called Steve Wolfhard. And he's worked on a bunch of TV shows. I think he's a storyboard artist. And for years, me, my dad Eric, and my brother Finn have been trying to figure out if we're in fact related. Because, let's be real, how common is the last name Wolfhard? I've never met another person with my last name. So the fact that I find someone he's from Canada too. So the fact that I find someone with the last name Wolfhard, Steve, I know you're on Twitter, and I follow you. When this video comes out, we would love to like chat with you and solve this mystery together. Who knows? Either way, thank you for the question. What fun plans do you have for the summer? Honestly, for the last couple of years, especially since I got out of school, my summer plans have been kind of up in the air. So me and my family have kind of just discuss things and decide things at least maybe like a month beforehand, whereas before we would spend like maybe like a whole 6 months to a year planning. But because we're all so busy now, we gotta figure out what to do and where to go sooner rather than later. Okay, can you elaborate on why The Last Kids on Earth is such a special project for you? Well, Jack is a character And I've read one of the books before. I've read through it, and just to obviously see what kind of character Jack is compared to what I have done, which I obviously can't talk about. The show is very, very, like, drenched heavily in a lot of the pop culture I grew up with. On top of that, it's not just relegated to one kind of, like, creature. There's zombies, there's monsters, there's friendly monsters, there's zombies that are kind of like pets, there's monster pets, there's everything under the sun, and there's just, I don't know, there's something about it, there's just like, there's so much to like. Like, I love the character I play. I think in general, I think what really has helped the characters with their chemistry are, the people behind the voices. Me, Monse Hernandez, Charlie Demmer, and Garland Witt. We genuinely all really like each other in real life, and the thing about Prelay is you're kind of, if you're in a TV show, sometimes you end up being in like a booth just by yourself. Other times you end up doing Prelay with each other. So we end up just bouncing off each other, and that, I think, really helps with bringing the characters to life. And in general, I don't know, something about Jack is just a really kind of relatable character to me. I don't know what I can or can't say, but I think the books are out, and when the TV show drops on September 17th, I think you'll all be very surprised. It's a project I'm very, very proud of, and I hope you enjoy it too. Alright, it's plug time, baby. I am on twitch.tv/thewolfhard. I play video games, and I also do some IRL streams here and there. We just hang out, have a good time. There is some swearing now and again though, so if your parents don't like that, but there's that. You can also follow me on twitter.com @NickWolfhard, and you can also follow me on Instagram @TheWolfhard, so the same as Twitch. And that's honestly, I've got all to plug. Oh, and of course, check out Last Kids on Earth when it drops September 17th, exclusively on Netflix. Thank you guys, this was a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys later.